I'm delighted to welcome you to Scotland for the 47th Annual BISA Conference. We are proud to have the opportunity to showcase our vibrant and diverse city, and I hope you have time in the days ahead to enjoy something of what Glasgow has to offer. This year, we mark the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. As your discussions over the course of the conference look ahead to the Summit of the Future 2024, it is worth taking a moment to reaffirm our shared commitment to the fundamental principles and common values that are expressed in the Declaration. For our part, the Scottish Government will work resolutely to ensure that those rights are respected, protected and fulfilled. We will continue to do everything we can to uphold those values, to make rights real for people in Scotland and to stand up for human rights wherever they are under threat. I am pleased to see so much of your agenda focused on emerging challenges in the international system. As you may be aware, we are considering how we can best apply a feminist approach to our international work and engage in a growing international community of practice committed to delivering a feminist approach to foreign policy. In the current global climate, it is more important than ever that we drive an ambitious and progressive agenda to ensure that equality, inclusion and human rights are embedded in all we do, both at home and abroad. You are meeting at a time when, in the face of the invasion of Ukraine, nations are being tested on whether they support not just the principle, but the reality of adopting a rules-based approach to protect their values. The Scottish Government condemns Russia's illegal war against Ukraine and is shocked and appalled at the violence and humanitarian crisis this has caused. Scotland will continue to demonstrate its commitment to these values and to supporting the people of Ukraine. This means continuing to be a welcoming, tolerant and inclusive country to those fleeing from violence and destruction wherever that may be. We have already welcomed almost 24,500 people fleeing war in Ukraine, the vast majority sponsored by the Scottish Government. We remain fully committed to ensuring that displaced people from Ukraine continue to receive a warm Scots welcome. Across the world, we know women and marginalised groups face continued systemic issues such as economic insecurity, gender-based violence, climate injustice and barriers to accessing education. Scotland's feminist approach to foreign policy in our international activity will put the rights of women and girls and other marginalised groups at its heart. We are also driven by a focus on understanding and addressing the root causes of inequality and shared global challenges that drive insecurity. Our commitment to women and girls in our international engagement is clear. From the work we have done with Beyond Borders and the Women in Conflict 1325 fellowships, through to the recognition of the role of gender in our vision for trade. This sets out our 5 principles of well-being: inclusive growth, sustainability, net zero and good governance, which underpin our trade decisions and relationships. In our 2021 International Development Review, we committed to taking a human rights-based approach and to ensure that our programmes are partner country-led. We prioritise equality, inclusion and diversity. We are explicitly anti-racist and we work to ensure accountability and transparency. The principles of climate justice continue to influence our international outlook. The Scottish Government's approach to gender-responsive climate action is focused on 3 key aims. 1. Addressing and reducing gendered impacts of climate change. 2. Enhancing women's participation in climate change policy and decision making. And 3. Securing transformation to a just and inclusive global economy. But we can and will do more to ensure feminist principles are embedded in all elements of our international policy considerations. And over the last few months, we have been speaking to experts in this area, including in the Global South, to help us shape our approach. These conversations are an important part of our policy development process and are crucial to ensuring that our approach is inclusive and collaborative. We recently published an independent evidence report from the Scottish Council on Global Affairs and Scotland's International Development Alliance, which includes recommendations the Scottish Government will now assess for how we might go about advancing feminist policies internationally. Scotland has a proud record of engaging internationally within the current constitutional arrangements, and we want to build on this to help contribute a fairer world, applying a feminist lens to all Scottish Government policies and programmes with an international dimension. We are committed to an accessible and inclusive approach at home and overseas, and will continue to engage with a diverse range of groups and expertise as the policy develops. I'm sorry not to be able to join you in person, but look forward to hearing a flavour of your discussions from my officials who are attending. I wish you all the best for a successful conference as we consider how a feminist approach can help build an international system that works for us all.